there, it's Star Pen. I am the founder and creator of the JIA Blueprint. I'm also your leaky gut coach. And today, what I want to talk with you about is our medications, our steroids, our biologics, the methotrexate, and things like that, and really why it is on the label that they cause such scary side effects, and should we really be concerned with these things? And so let's just dive right into that, because this is a major, major concern for us as parents when we find out that our child has juvenile arthritis and we hear about the medications and we hear about the side effects. That is normally our first number one concern and fear. We look at these negative side effects and say, I don't know how I feel about this. And then of course we get comforted by the doctor, saying, oh, it's rare and blah, blah, blah. And so we go forward with it. But have you ever wondered, what makes XYZ do XYZ? Have you ever wondered about that? Well, that's what I want to share with you today. So all of these medications, they do act slightly different as far as the way that they go about silencing the immune system. That's what all of them are doing. They all silence the immune system. They just go about it the way the medications work in different ways. For instance, a steroid is just going to have an all over kind of a body effect, and it's just gonna, unless you're doing a local injection in a certain area, it's going to just kind of blanket the body and hopefully silence the immune system for an unknown amount of time. And, some people get nothing, some people get a little something, some people, have months of suppressed immune system from a steroid. And then we have, something like a biologic, which is a much more finely tuned medicine that only goes after certain proteins and silences the immune system response to those, which is much more directly targeted to what the immune system would go after if it were detecting this autoimmune, very specifically this autoimmune issue. And so that's why sometimes you get prescribed this one or that one, or this one works best for this autoimmune disease and that one works best for this autoimmune disease. And it's really because of the protein that it goes after. But why do we get these negative side effects? What is the reason for that? Maybe some people already know that. Maybe like me, it was something going into this that was never really thought of it before. But why? Why would taking something for an autoimmune disease have the potential risk of causing cancer down the road? So let's get into that. Let's think about what it is that these medications are doing, why they can be beneficial and why we would use them, and how we should feel about them, or how we could, right? Because everybody's going to have their own opinion at the end of the day, varying from here to here and everywhere in between, but maybe how we can have a balanced view of them. How about that? Okay, so what we know about what these medications do, as we said in the start, is that they suppress the immune system. And unfortunately, we don't yet have a medication that can, at least not something that the doctors are going to prescribe, because we actually do have a medication for that. But we're not going to be given the option for a medication that modulates the immune system. So in other words, we have a turned on immune system. This immune system is very active. It's going after proteins. It's detecting gluten. It's we're getting allergies, we're getting skin issues, we're getting arthritis, and it's, right? So this is a flipped on, your doctor would call it an overactive immune system. I, on the other hand, would call it a healthy immune system, because it's an immune system that is detecting that things are in the bloodstream and in the body and in the joints and tissue that don't belong there, and it's simply letting you know that they're there. Nonetheless, this inflammatory reaction can cause pain. It can cause swelling. We can have children who can't even walk, who have to scooch around because of this inflammatory action that's taking place with this immune system going after this toxin. And that needs to stop. Point blank. We can't, in this day and age, we cannot have a child scooching around when there are medications out there that can help to bring down that inflammation and they can walk Okay. So, but unfortunately, whether we're dealing with a biologic or a steroid or anything in between, what these medications do, we have an overactive immune system. It flips the immune system off. So just picture it's up like a light switch that's turned on, and every light in the house is on, and it's too bright. And then someone said, turn every single light in the house off. And now it's pitch black. And that's what these medications do. So now the house is pitch black, which now means bad guys can roam around and no one's going to see them. So, that's why, our kids that are on these medications, they don't even get a sniffly nose, it seems like. They don't even get sick ever. And it's not because they're super healthy. Or lucky. It's because their immune system has been completely shut off. So now viruses can just hang around, they can breed, other underlying infections can just exist and grow. All these parasites and different things that in a healthy body would, in a modulated immune system, would get the attention of the immune system would get rid of it. Maybe we'd have a little sore throat or a little stuffy nose or maybe even a little fever, and then we'd be better for it, right? Our immune system would say, hey, I fought that. I know what that is. Next time I see it, it's not even going to be as hard. You probably won't even know it was there. That's how strong I am at, how good I am at conquering that particular, bacteria or virus or whatever. And so that's what we want the immune system to do. But these medications make it so that way it can't. So we're in a catch-22, aren't we? Because the medication just went ahead and completely got rid of little Johnny's swollen knee. He's running around, he's playing, he's doing cannonballs in the pool, he's on baseball. And so all that's great, right? But what we want to understand is what it's doing to the body. It's completely turning the immune system off. And so this action of turning the immune system off is the reason why we have those warning labels on these medications and why it has to be acknowledged the potential there of cancers and other issues. Forget about the I don't even want to say the smaller ones, but the more immediate ones that can come up, like nausea or diarrhea or mouth sores. And these are the things those are also signals that this isn't really a great thing for us. But when we're talking about, years, maybe not even immediately, but years down the road, what could potentially be in their cards because of this medication. And it's because of a turned off immune system is not going to deal with mutated cells that are forming and replicating. Can't. And as you and I know, we know that all of us, right? We've heard this. At least do we know this? I don't know. But we've all been told, right, that we all have cancer in our body all the time, and the immune system's always getting rid of it and fighting it. And we didn't even know we had it. It was just like some mutated cells, and the body's so wise, and it cleaned them up and said, you're gone. And we didn't even know. And that probably happens to us constantly, and we don't even know. Mutated cells get cleaned up by the immune system. Well, think about during that period of time, your child's on this medication and cells mutate, and there's no mechanism in place to deal with that. So that's the reason. That's the reason why they have to put that on the label, because it is a very real concern. It's not just you roll the dice and, there's that chance. That's kind of how they put it. And then you feel like, am I really pulling the trigger? And then the doctor's like, it's so rare. Don't even worry about it. One in however many studies. It's like, okay, that's encouraging. But when you come to understand just like why that's on the label and what the drug is doing to the body and how that really is creating a domino effect of things to take place that would indeed be a scenario that could cause cancer, it makes it like, okay, that makes so much more sense. This is not to instill fear in you by any means whatsoever. If anything, it's to do the opposite, because when we have knowledge, we have power, and we have power, we have control, and we have control, then we're less scared. And I think it's so important that we fully understand what these rescue tools are that we're using to reverse our child's arthritis, because Sometimes these meds are absolutely necessary. They just are. We do not want our kids scooching around on their tush. When they could be walking, they're kids, they should be on their bike, they should be outside playing. They should not be like martyring this thing and, doing juicing and supplements and acupuncture, and they're in pain. So if it comes to it, that your child does need one of these medications in order to get them out of pain so that you can heal them, do not beat yourself up. Do not beat yourself up. And why can I say that? Because what we do inside the blueprint completely negates anything that these medications can do to your child's body. Completely negates them. For one thing, the blueprint is it's a lifetime access program to me and my coaching until your child's juvenile arthritis is completely gone. Number one. Number two, everything that we're doing in the blueprint while our child is on meds, we're not just changing their diet and hoping for the best. We're completely rebuilding their body, all while they're on these medications. So any chance of cells mutating while we're on the meds, we're dealing with that in the blueprint. We're already dealing with that by the protocols that we follow inside the blueprint. So you don't need to worry about these things if you're doing all the things to heal. So that's what I always say about people going about it natural or people going about it the medical route and just choosing one. Either way, you're leaving something down the road that you're going to have to deal with. The medical route, you're leaving a kid with a whole bunch of underlying infections, an immune system that's been battered, and possible mutated cell replication in the body that hasn't been dealt with. That's no bueno. Then you only go natural, right? Again, you're also probably only doing diet and maybe a couple other supplements and things, but not dealing with the underlying infections that that got you to a situation where your child had arthritis in the beginning. So there's always this underlying thing going on that never got dealt with when we just do the natural. And so either way, we get a good run with the meds, or a good run with the natural, or a good run with the meds and the natural, and then we hit a peak, a point where it's just not working anymore. And the reason is because during that time, while we were, let's say, on the meds, we weren't dealing with the real root underlying issue. And so that's why I always tell my clients, it's always your decision. I'm here, I'm your sounding board, I'm your coach, I'm here to support you and guide you, no matter what you choose to do while you're healing your child. What intervention you decide to take, we can deal with it, we can work with it, and we will get to the other end where your child no longer has autoimmune disease. That is the end. That is what happens. But in the meantime, if your path includes needing to employ a biologic, methotrexate, steroids, or anything like that, this is nothing that we really need to worry about. We only need to worry about these side effects when we're using these things as the remedy. Like if we think that just by not seeing this pain and swelling, our kid's healthy, because that isn't the case. That just isn't the case, right? All we're seeing is an immune system that's can't do its job. And we're also not seeing an underbelly of underlying infection and disease just being able to inhabit our child's body without any repercussions at all. So we never want to use the medications as the end all be all, thinking if I don't see any inflammation, my kid's healthy. What I call them in the blueprint are rescue meds. If we need to use them, great. It's like a life preserver. Maybe you're a good swimmer, but we're going to use a life preserver. We want to float. We don't want to have to doggy paddle the whole time. We don't want to have to tread water the whole time. We want to be able to float while we heal. It's okay. That's okay. We can totally do that. So I hope this information was helpful for you. I hope that by understanding just what these medications can do for good and for bad, helps you to have a balanced approach on and a viewpoint on why and when and how we would use them, and how we should feel about their potential side effects. So I hope that was helpful for you. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel and share this with anybody that you know who has a child with arthritis. All right.